Most people fall in love with India through an Instagram filter or a plate of butter chicken. They love the colors, the temples, and the ancient wisdom. But India isn't a museum piece, it's a living, breathing, and totally chaotic negotiation. It is the patience needed when you are sent from pillar to post in a government office. It is the grace to find your own path in a crowd of billion people where personal space doesn't exist. I've realized that loving India is easy, but living India correctly with all its madness and its heart is the hardest, most rewarding thing you will ever do. Let me start with a simple scene. It's a national holiday. The tricolor is everywhere, on balconies, on bikes, on WhatsApp DP. Social media is full of slogans, proud to be Indian, Jai Hind, India is the greatest. For a moment, the country feels united. And that's not wrong. Patriotism is beautiful. Emotion matters. Love for the nation matters. There are two Indias that exist at the same time. One India that speaks loudly and another India that behaves quietly. One India that argues online about nationalism, another that jumps traffic signals offline. One India that gets emotional in cricket ground during the national anthem, another that litters the same ground minutes later. And somewhere between these two Indias, our real progress gets stuck. Let me tell you a small, ordinary story. A man stops his car at a red signal. Behind him, car starts honking. Someone shouts, "Arey chalna, koi police nahi hai." The man waits. The lights turn green. Traffic moves. Nothing heroic happened. No applause, no viral video. But the man showed performance. Not patriotism on a banner, patriotism in behavior. We love flags, we love slogans, we love emotional moments. But we hate queues, rules, patience, inconvenience. We want world-class roads, but not world-class lane discipline. We want corruption-free India, but we offer bribes to save time. We want clean cities, but we throw trash just outside our gate. This is not hatred for India, this is careless love. Let me tell you something about a loud patriot and a quiet citizen. The loud patriot is the one who shouts slogans, fights strangers online, gets angry easily, feels proud quickly. And there's a quiet citizen who follows rules, respects public spaces, doesn't need validation, performs daily. History remembers the second one more, because nations are not built by emotions alone, they are built by systems sustained by citizens. Remember one thing, patriotism is not a performance art. Real patriotism doesn't need an audience. It shows up when no one is watching, no one is recording, no one is clapping. It shows up when you don't litter, don't cheat, don't cut lines, don't misuse freedom. That is harder than shouting slogans, much, much harder. Have you noticed something? In a stadium, people stand for anthem. No one throws trash on the pitch. Everyone follows instruction. Why? Because there is a collective discipline. Now take the same people outside. Suddenly, rules feel optional, responsibilities feel negotiable. Same citizen, different behavior. That means the problem is not culture, it's consistency. Developed nations don't love their country more. Let's clear that myth. Japan, Germany, Singapore, they don't love their country more than us. They perform better. They don't need constant reminders to behave. Their patriotism is silent, in punctuality, in honesty, in order. Ours is emotional. Emotional is powerful, but it's unstable. The freedom confusion. We often confuse freedom with comfort. Why should I follow this rule? Why should I adjust? Why should I care? Because freedom without responsibility is chaos. A free society survives only when people self-regulate. Otherwise, it needs force. And a nation that needs force to function is not at all free. Imagine a child sitting behind you, watching, not listening to speeches, watching behavior. If you break rules, they learn shortcuts. If you abuse systems, they learn entitlement. The child grows up, then we complain this generation has no civic sense. But they learned it from us. Performance is taught, not preached. Today it is very easy to look patriotic. Just type fast, get angry, choose a side. But nationalism without discipline is noise. Real love for India means respecting strangers, protecting public property, thinking long term. That doesn't trend, but it builds nation. What performance actually look like? Stopping at red lights at 2 a.m., returning extra change, standing in a line quietly, following rules even when inconvenient. It's boring, but so is building muscle, so is saving money, so is raising a child. Yet all three create strength. Let's stop asking, is India great? Let's ask, am I a great Indian citizen? Because nations don't behave, people do. But the question is, will we rise only in numbers or also in maturity? Will we export only technology or also discipline? Will we be proud of only our achievements or also of our behavior? Final thought, patriotism is a feeling. Performance is the proof. Anyone can feel love, few choose discipline. And only discipline turns love into legacy. So the next time you say, I love my country, ask yourself quietly, am I living it correctly? Because India doesn't need louder patriots. It needs better performers. Jai Hind.